Hey, what up, YouTube and my fellow Knicks Cave dwellers? Welcome back to the Knicks Cave. I'm Jan, the Knicks fan, your host. And before we get started, I want you to do me one small favor. I want you to hit that like button. I want you to subscribe. Definitely leave a comment. If you want to know when the next video is going to drop, hit that notification bell. Well, like the thumbnail says, the Knicks have a bright future ahead of them. All right. RJ Barrett, Obi Toppin, Emmanuel Quickly, Jericho Sims, Quentin Grimes, Miles McBride, and even though we didn't draft him, Cam Reddish. And depending on what the New York Knicks do in this year's draft, the Knicks' future is bright. But first thing is first, the Knicks have to re-sign RJ Barrett to that extension. Second, find a way to trade Julius Randle, Nerlens Noel, Evan Fournier, Kemba Walker. And y'all notice I didn't mention Alec Burks because, in my opinion, he earned the spot to be a stay on his team. It's not his fault that Tom Thibodeau played him out of position as a point guard, and we all know he's not a point guard, but he gave it his best, and he did have good nights every now and then. It's Tom Thibodeau's fault that let me say, there's nothing wrong with Alec Burks coming off the bench. I think he would fit very well with the young guys, especially because they have a rapport, and you seen how that bench was when Derrick Rose, Alec Burks, and Emmanuel Quickly was coming off the bench together. So I don't know what the Knicks are going to do with Derrick Rose. I think we should keep him. We don't have to trade him unless we put a package together that's going to get rid of Julius Randle and somebody want him. But if not, Alec Burks and Derrick Rose are two players that I would not mind keeping on this team, but two vets, because they actually have a rapport with the young guys, and I can see them really working out together. But right after the draft, or even on the draft night, the Knicks should be finding a way to get rid of Julius Randle and the so-called vets. After that, the main priority should be re-signing RJ Barrett to that extension. I know a lot of y'all want the Knicks to go out and free agency and sign a point guard, but let's be realistic. If the Knicks let RJ Barrett become a restricted free agent, there's a possibility we could lose him. RJ Barrett is only 21 years old. And he has yet to, in my mind, to hit his full potential. I'm not saying he's going to be a superstar in this league, but he has a superstar mentality. And the Knicks cannot afford, to be honest, the Knicks cannot afford to lose RJ Barrett. We have not had a player that we drafted, and let's be realistic, that we even signed since Carmelo Anthony that can handle the New York media the way RJ Barrett does. So, in other words, I'm saying RJ Barrett is built for New York City. And even if he doesn't become our number one guy, I think RJ Barrett will attract more free agents than Julius Randle will ever. Julius Randle just don't have that connection with other players. I don't see players want to come here and play with Julius Randle. But I think by the time RJ Barrett hit his fifth year, other players will say, yo, that's a guy I would like to play with. And even if it's not the older veterans, the stars of today, we don't know who's going to be a star coming into the league. Like my man over there in San Antonio, Murray, he could be like, you know what, I would like to play with that guy. We never know, but I think RJ Barrett have that type of charisma to attract other players to come play with him. Julius Randle, I think, come on, let's be realistic. He showed us his mentality. He's too sensitive. And nobody wants to be on a team with a guy they can't go to battle with because he's going to break down and cry. That's just the truth of it. Like I said, he would be a brighter star than Julius Randle, in my opinion, ever could dream to be. This year, his stats, he show improvement each year. And this is why I say the Knicks got to re-sign this dude. Because even if he's not a superstar or be that guy on the team, he's going to go to another team and help that team be much better. He averaged 20 points, 5 rebounds, 5.8 rebounds to be exact, 3 assists. He shot 40% from the field, 71% from the free throw line, which is his nemesis. So I think he did very well in that department. It could go up. He shot 34.2% from downtown, and he averaged 34.5 minutes a game, playing 70 games this year. It would have been more had Tom Thibodeau took him out of that game. I'm not even going to get into that. That's a different, you know what I'm saying? The season's over. Tom Thibodeau's our coach, so we're gonna have to deal with it. That's just all. Last year he averaged 17 points. He averaged 5 rebounds, 3 assists, almost a mirror of it this year. 44.1% from the field. He shot 74% from the free throw line, and he shot 40.1% from the three. And he played 34.9 minutes. He played more minutes last year. His free throw percentage was up last year. His 3-point percentage was up last year. His points went up. His rebounds stayed the same. His assists stayed, but his field goal position, his field goal went down, and that's an area RJ Barrett is going to have to work on in his efficiency. But other than that, RJ Barrett have everything it needs to be. He needs to be a star in New York City, and I just think that he's the guy for the team. I'm just being honest with you. In his rookie year, he averaged 14 points, 5.0 rebounds, 2.6 assists. He shot 40.2% from the field, 61.4% from the free throw line, and 32.0% from downtown. He averaged 30.4 minutes a game, and he played 55 games that was his rookie play in 55 games. That's it, his rookie season start, and in I think about 52 games now. He didn't get the start right off. Let me see, I should get later for that. Obi Toppin. This is what I mean by the New York Knicks have a bright future ahead of him. Obi Toppin. I know when you look at his, I'm not even gonna say his career, but what he averaged this year, it really doesn't give you a full insight of Obi Toppin and what he could have done if he had gotten more minutes throughout the season. Well, he's averaging 9 points, 3.7 rebounds, 1.1 assists. From the field goal, he's shooting 53.1% from the field goal, and he's averaging from the free throw line 75%. From downtown, it's 30%, 0.8. You want to go put that point in it, and that was in 17.1 minutes a game. He played in 72 games this year, only getting 10 starts, and that's why I mean, like that 9 points a game that's what Tibbs wanted him to average, if you really think about it, because Tibbs ain't giving a man the chance. Tibbs always talking about holding players accountable, making mistakes, and he had gave a press interview after game, a post game interview, excuse me. And when he was talking about players, because it was a question really asked about Obi Toppin, and he came out talking about you may see this guy do one thing right, but you're not seeing the 9 things he done wrong. And I found that to be bullshit. And I know he was talking to Obi Toppin, and ever since that press conference, if you could say Tibbs was motivating the guy, I doubt it. Obi Toppin has been electric. You know what I'm saying? I forget what date it is, but it's almost like almost 2 months ago, just right after the All-Star break, and he made that comment. But Obi Toppin have been playing, and Thibodeau seems like he just don't want the young guys to floor because. And I know everybody wants to say he have a history of not playing the young guys. Come on, man. You got to change with the time. You have more young guys on the team than you have older guys. And that's why I understand why the dude was playing the way he was playing. But anyway, I got stuck. I was just thinking about, I don't know why, I wanted to make a video about Knicks management wanting to fire Tom Thibodeau, and it was split. It was 2 guys, two guys in management that wanted Thibodeau gone. But this video is about the Knicks' future and is how bright it is. Like I said, I just got Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin had career nights. Like he had career night back to back. He came and hit his career at 19. Then he came and hit his career at 20 points. Then he surpassed that with 37 points. Then he surpassed that with 30 or 35 point games. Then he had 42 point games. And I mean, if Obi Toppin was getting the minutes that we all know if he would have been producing throughout the season, and his average wouldn't be 9 points. It probably, let's say, I'm gonna give the man more credit, and I'm not gonna go jumping off the bridge. But I say Obi Toppin, if he didn't got the proper minutes, Obi Toppin could have averaged around 15 points a game this year. 15 points a game this year. His rookie season, he only averaged 4.1 points and 2 rebounds and 0.5 assists. He shot 49.8% from the field goal, and he shot 73% from the free throw line. And he only played in 62 games last year, and he averaged 11 minutes. 11 minutes, man. Come on. And he was our rookie. If you look around the league, and whenever a rookie come in, when the last time they was averaging 11 minutes? Back in 2009 or maybe 1989. This is what I mean by Tibbs gots to go. You know what I'm saying? This is got. You're supposed to play your rookie the first year, so you don't have to guess what he got the second year. Emmanuel quickly came out and in his rookie year, he did well. Let me jump over to Emmanuel quickly because he's part of that future. You know what I'm saying? He's part of that future. He averaged 11 points in his first year. Matter of fact, his average dipped because he averaged in his rookie season he averaged 11.4 points a game. He 2.1 rebounds, 2 assists. He shot 39.5 from the field, 89% from the free throw line, and 38.9 from downtown. And he played 19 minutes a game, and he played 64 games actually. This year he's averaging 11.3 points, 3.2 rebounds, 3.5 assists. He's shooting 39.2% from the field. His average dropped. 88% from the free throw line. 34.6 from downtown. He's playing 23 minutes and he played 78 games and he had 3 starts. And again, if the man would have got more time, if the man would have got more starts, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I want Alec Burke to stay on this team, but when Derrick Rose got hurt and Emmanuel quickly became our starting point guard, his averages would have been up, his assists would have been up, and I think, well, he was like always 1 or 2, 3, and when it comes to free throws out the season, percentage shooting wise, 1 week he'd be number 2, next week number 3, another week he'd shoot the number 1, and then, Emmanuel quickly is a very good free throw shooter. These 3 rookies is a building block. They are building blocks to be exact. And what we have in Jericho Sims and McBride, I know a lot of people didn't really get to see McBride play because of Tom Thibodeau and the minutes that he gave out. But we seen Quentin Grimes earlier in the season, and he had a 30-point game one time. And that's just going to show you, like, the management did pretty good this year's draft and last year's draft. The Knicks have a nice little nucleus right there. And if we go out and get a center and another small forward or maybe a shooting guard, and we can let Burks go, we get the shooting guard, but not, the second year. But if we get them 2 players, what we need is a decent center. Because I got a feeling we're going to lose Mitchell Robinson. I would love to say Mitchell Robinson is part of this future. But right now, with the Knicks and him and the negotiation going on, I can't be sure. But what I do know, the rookies that I mentioned, they on their rookie contracts. So they're going to be here for at least 3 to 4 years, possibly 5 years before we even have to offer them any real money. And who knows how their career go. I'm hoping well. It could be mediocre. Some of them guys can be nice glue guys. So we don't have to offer them those max, but we can keep them together. And they grow together. You know how it is. Some of you guys, you play basketball, you go out with your friends. You got a certain group of guys that you play with all the time. You know where that guy going to be at before he's there. So that's why I want from the Knicks to do, to build chemistry. Not only build chemistry, it's going to be psychic. The team will be psychic. If you have 5 players that play together for 4 to 5 years, they know everything about each other on the basketball court. And I hate to say it, sometime off court. You know what I'm saying? But that's a good thing. The Knicks have a bright future ahead of them. And with that being said, I want everybody to stay safe, stay healthy, God bless, and peace.